it's Hailey, and today is Bookmas Day 5, so we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite classics that we read in 2016. So once again, if you're participating in Bookmas, don't forget to hashtag Bookmas or Bookmas 2016 and tag me in it so I will see it and you may be featured in my next video. So I hope that you guys have read enough classics this year to pick 5 from them. I, this year, tried to read one classic per month, and I was doing really well up until a couple months ago when I just wasn't really reading that much and I ended up not reading any classics for the past 2 months. So I almost made it, but I had to read classics for school anyways, so I have read a ton of classics this year. I don't know exactly how many, but I have read quite a few between school and just for pleasure. But yeah, I'm going to be getting into my favorites that I read this year. So first up we have Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This was, believe it or not, my first time reading Peter Pan. I read it for a class last semester and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really interesting to study, and I think the story is very interesting. It's super weird, like you never think about it, how weird it is that like the Lost Boys, Wendy just comes there and they're like, oh, you're a girl, you can be our mother. Like, it's super weird but really enjoyable at the same time. Next up is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I was going to try and read all of Jane Austen's novels this year. I kept on promising myself that I was going to at least get to Pride and Prejudice, but I wanted to read them all in like publication order. So this was the first one that I ended up starting off with, and I never ended up getting to any of the other ones, but I did really enjoy this one. I really enjoy Jane Austen's writing style. I think she's fantastic and there's a reason that she's classic, and I just really enjoy the romances. I think they're really fun stories, and reading it now versus like reading it then I think is a pretty interesting perspective to take, because I mean at the time, like, propriety and you have to have this sensibility, like it's just very interesting because society isn't like that at all today. So it's kind of just a fun read, and I think her reads are very witty. I love the narrators, and this one was really great. So I've read 2 of her novels and I really need to get to Pride and Prejudice. Next up is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I ended up reading this for the first time this year, and I grew up watching the movie and I loved the movie. It was one of my favorites and I would watch it so many times, and the book did not disappoint me. I ended up enjoying it just as much, if not even more, than I liked the movie. It's such an incredible story, beautiful, just really encourages imagination, and I just think that Sarah is such a fantastic character, and I love this book so much. It's definitely one of my all-time favorites. Next up is Heidi by Johanna Spyri. This is one that I didn't really know much about because I don't think it's really as popular nowadays, and especially in Canada where I live, or even all of North America, as it is in Europe. And I know my mom grew up watching like the Shirley Temple version, but I had never really heard of it, never seen it, but I loved the story. I thought it was just such a wholesome, cute story. It is, albeit, quite like religious and preachy, which I'm not really into, but at the same time it's a product of its time period, so I just was kind of like whatever. But it's a beautiful story, and I think that anyone would really love this as a good, heartwarming story. And the final book on my list is The Secret Garden, which is also by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Apparently I just decided to read her most popular works this year, but I loved this story just like I did A Little Princess. I think that her writing is fantastic, and this book is no exception. The Secret Garden is such a magical world, and I actually ended up reading this one for a class on the Victorians and disability, and looking at it through that lens was so intriguing, and I just loved just analyzing that part of this story in a way that I had never thought of it before. But I did really love this story, whether analyzing it or just reading it for fun. It's a great book, and it does have really important morals. And because I know people are going to ask, this is a Barnes & Noble Classics edition, this is the Puffin and Bloom edition, and then we have the Jane Austen, what are these? I forget what these ones are called. Vintage Classics edition, and then the Peter Pan one was a Puffin just Classics edition. So those are the top 5 classics that I read in 2016. I'm hoping to do the same thing that I did last year and have the goal of reading at least 1 classic a month, and this time I'm hoping I will make it and not just forget about it like 2 months before I'm done. So hopefully I'll make it. But yesterday you guys showed me your, what was it, 4 sorry, I'm filming all these in a row so they're all blending together, there, but you guys showed me your top 4 underrated reads that you read in 2016, so here were my favorites from those. And like I said, if you want the chance to be featured in tomorrow's video, then don't forget to tag me in your post and hashtag it Bookmas or Bookmas 2016.
So first off, on Instagram, we have jheart_lovesbooks with this beautiful photo of her 4 picks for this day. I've been super interested in the talk book there, but I just haven't picked it up yet. Then on YouTube, we have Bree in Bookland with her 4 picks in this really awesome video, which I really enjoyed watching. Then on Twitter, we have Gem's Book Nook with her 4 picks that I honestly have never heard of any of these, so I thought that these were 4 really great picks. And finally, we have Alexis Camille with her 4 picks. I actually love her blog layout. I love the marble. It is beautiful, and she has some really great picks too.
And now I'm going to turn it over to myself in the present time to let you know how my reading's going.
Hey guys, so today, or yesterday for you guys, but when I'm filming it, it's today. Bookmas Day 4 has been a terrible day for my reading. I just had no time to read. I worked a really weird shift, so I just didn't have time to read before work, haven't had time to read after so far, because I was watching Christmas movies with my mom and wrapping gifts, so it was really fun. It was a pretty good day. I just didn't really have time to read, which is fine. This readathon is really relaxed, and I am happy. I mean, I've finished 3 books, so I'm still happy with where I'm at. I'm going to be reading after I have a shower. I'm just going to kind of veg and read because I have the weekend off for Christmas parties mostly because my sister's coming home, but I also just have the weekend off, so I'm hoping to get some reading done. And yeah, my hair is like a lion's mane right now that's happening, but I am going to go and shower so then I can spend the rest of my evening reading. So today I really have no updates because I have not read a page yet, but after this I will start to read.
So that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!